It's Honeyberryon. Let's talk about tools and draw a Eevee. First things first, if you see me draw these sketches in my shorts, you probably wondered what type of paper I've used. And I use these postcard cardstock cards. They're actually real postcards. I picked these up on Amazon from Pink Pixie Studio. They do normally come in like a set of 50 or 100, so normally I just buy the 100. And then I just use my fancy dancy cutter and I cut them down to size. What I like best about these is they're hard like an actual card. Like the texture between a Pokemon card and this card is not much different, right? So they're actually very sturdy and they actually feel really good. And they're amazing when you draw them. They don't leak through too much, right? So you don't have anything crazy. So with that, we'll go to talk about pencils. For the pencils I use the Prismacolor Cold Erase. I have a whole stack of them. It doesn't really matter the color. I think I just kind of grab how I feel for the day. And there's a lot of things I like about these and why I use them. One thing I think I really like about these pencils is that they erase really well, right? If you, a lot of times I'm sketching and I'm trying to fill out a sketch, and while I'm sketching and trying to fill out that sketch, I make a lot of mistakes. So with these, I can erase them without too much commitment. They're pretty solid. As far as the colors, why I use different colors, I think it's mostly just because I'm trying to get different feels for different drawings. Sometimes if the base color of the character, for example, Eevee's brown, so I feel like red works really well when I'm drawing an Eevee, right? So outside of that, I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason why I use these. They're pretty standard. You can find them in any Michaels or Hobby Lobby or any of your favorite local art supply stores. They carry them on Amazon. They used to carry the individuals where you can buy, like, if you love blue and you wanted all your under drawings to be blue, you can buy just a bunch of blues. But they actually don't carry them like that anymore. They stopped carrying them. So you have to buy either the whole pack unless you love red or the non-photo blue. I think those are the only two colors that they carry as far as ad hoc and like that, as far as you want to stay with one color. I got really lucky and I found a store that had a big sell on them, and they were like 50 cents each. So I went and I bought a bunch of them, right? So they're just a lot of fun. I mean, it's always fun to add color in these, and then sometimes, like, what I like is sometimes the sketches just kind of can stand on their own, right? I know I started picking up these when I was really interested into animation, like when I really wanted to animate. I saw a lot of animators using them for like their under sketches, and after I used them, like I've never gone back to a regular pencil. For inking, I really like these Tombow arts markers. Mostly it's because they have two different sets. It has this cool brush set, and additionally it has a like fine liner, right? So it's kind of universal. It's not super thin, so drawing really small gets a little rough sometimes. But I like multiple things about this. Number one is I traditionally don't like inking in black unless I'm using like a white color paper. Because this is like a cream color paper, I think the red just like stands out a little more. I've used dark blue as well from time to time, but I think I've kind of solidified on. I really like all my sketches that I do to kind of have like this almost red tint as far as for the line work. And how I use them is normally, like, for me personally, if I'm going on the eyes or the nose, if I'm doing something that like requires fine detail, I use this side, and then I use this for everything else. It adds me to add line weights in without super duper trying to add line weights in. If you are if you're a pro inker, there's a lot of great people that have tips and tricks on how to add line weights into your drawings. Personally, I like just kind of almost it feels like not the faster I go, that's the wrong word, but the kind of more chaotic I go, I feel like my sketches just kind of work better in my style, right? I try not to be too precise. I try, as you see, like a lot of times I don't even go off my base sketch. A lot of times I'm just filling the drawing out, and I think for me personally, that's kind of like the best way I found to do art. It's also, you know, how I like to do art, right? So, and I think with all art, that's the easiest thing, you know, find what you like to do and then go from there, right? Adjust from there. And what you'll learn is, as long as you're doing what you like to do, there's really no wrong tools or paper or anything else to go with that. And now colors, what I use for colors, I use Copics. This is the Chow brand. Most people, when they think of Copics, they think of this big old monster. This is the Copic sketch marker. It has the chisel and it has a brush tip. But the Chow brands traditionally cost about $4 or $5 cheaper. Like where this would be $7 at an art store, this is normally $4 at an art store, 4 or 5. And it has the same tips, right? The only difference is that it's a smaller body, right? So it's a little bit smaller, but they refill just the same. So they work just as great and they're the same colors. Now, as far as coloring, I have a method that I use. It's almost kind of a watercolor method. That's, you know, whenever I do these colors, it's kind of like I just touch color to them. And this is kind of the method that I've always kind of used. What I do is I leave the highlights in, and you can see it better when I work with the brown. But I leave the highlights in, and that gives it a sense of some color. I don't shade the drawing, just because these are like sketches, right? They're supposed to be easy and fun. And if I wanted to, I probably could come in here and shade it, but I generally try not to shade or do anything like that. I just kind of keep it fun and lightly kiss is a good word. Kiss the paper with color, right? I try not to oversaturate it. This way, whenever I'm doing my drawings, I just let the color kind of make you believe that this is, you know, the colors that they're supposed to be, right? I like it keeps the drawings loose. It keeps the drawings fun. Whenever I draw Evie, I do like to add some cheeks to her because I think, you know, she looks great with some cheeks. So I just add in like a little line of cheeks there. And then, you know, for my backgrounds, you know, I use, I guess you would call it kind of the same thing I do with colors, right? I use almost a technique where it's like you vision there's a background there, but I don't ever really, you know, put in a full background. I just kind of color one in and then add some darks to underneath it so they look like bushes, right? Try to make it appear like there's some bushes. But I don't ever kind of get into too deep on backgrounds. And again, with these colors, like what I'm just trying to do is kind of give you like the idea that there's something going on back there, right? That way it creates a full illustration for you, and you know, your imagination is doing a lot of the work. I'm not carrying the torch, right? With telling you everything you're gonna see in here. It's kind of, you know, you're gonna see, you know, a very, very touched piece of art drawn, but your imagination is gonna kind of take it to finish for you. And last but certainly not least, we always sign the drawing. I always kind of sign on the side here. I have this cool corner cut. Finishing details are important, right? I think finishing details are what separate, you know, a piece of art that I would do and kind of just throw to the side, and a piece of art that I would do and put for sale, right? Put for sale on my tables at a Comic-Con. So I always cut off the corners, which make the piece just feel finished. And then I always have a certificate of authenticity, 100% original artwork with my Honey Berry on sticker. It's actually a glitter Honey Berry on. So I put that on the back of the card to let them know that this is 100% original art. It's not a print. And I load it up in a VCW top loader for protection. And now we got an Eevee. Thanks for following along and watching the video. Thank you for subbing. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. The shorts, I try to post a new Pokemon every day. And as always, if you have your favorite, let me know. I'm going to be trying to draw them all. So let me know in the comments who you would like to see, and I'll try to get a video of them. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.